In this video, we have got a 120 plus kill game with the Type 11 LMG on Devastation Conquest, and this is a nice kind of follow-on video from the last subscriber analysis video with Hassan Khan, who is also playing on Devastation. So all of the things in that video which I was explaining, you can get some actual examples from a 100 plus game in this case. So of course this one is going to have a lot of really long clips because I managed to stay alive really long. So some really positive clips in this gameplay where you can see how I'm moving around the map. And of course at the start of the video here, pushing straight to the main power position on C, holding the center of the flag, on that main bit of debris, being able to kill all of the enemies as they're pushing on either side of the church. Now that we've taken most of them out, I'm going to be pushing forward towards their spawn flags, pushing on this right side in between A and B flag, again in the center of the action so I can see the most amount of enemies as possible. So for the next clip or two, that's what you're going to be seeing me doing, is patrolling around the center of the map and pushing towards the enemies on A and B flag. Before we get into some more analysis on those clips, if you do want to see the specializations which I have chosen with this gun, then as always, check out the playlist on my homepage or in the playlist section, where you can see my choice of specializations for all guns in the game. And let's just get into the pros and cons of this weapon. There isn't really many cons. You'll see that the reload time is a little bit slow, but you're not using this gun in close range, so you're never going to really get caught out. You're always going to be at a good distance, obviously using good cover to always be able to get those reloads in. And there isn't really many other negatives other than that. The main massive positives are it's got a good fire rate, which allows it's not one of the fastest fire rate weapons in the support class, but the fire rate allows for high accuracy, so you can hit as many shots as possible. It hits hard, it's got a good damage model. The damage does drop off at range a little bit, but you'll see many times this is one of the best tap fire weapons for those medium to long range engagements, and you can hit an enemy with multiple shots literally on the head as a headshot at most ranges. So that tap fire ability, like you will see here, is really good, and it makes this weapon an absolute beast at medium to long range as well. And yeah, so there isn't much else to it. All you're going to get from this gun is great accuracy, a decent fire rate, decent damage, and great medium to long range ability in full auto mode or in tap fire. So that's what you're going to see throughout all of these clips. So let's get stuck further into this gameplay and talk about what I'm doing. And you'll know, as always, main power position is on C, in between C and D, and in between C and B, kind of around the center of the map, as where you're going to find the most amount of kills. Now, unusually, you're going to be seeing me here actually quite close to B, which I never hardly ever am. The enemies are contesting D and E, but you can see they aren't being fully captured or moving in either direction in terms of being captured by my team or captured by the enemy. So I've made the decision here to push A ahead of my team as the enemies, which was it was a good decision in the end. As you can see, the enemies capturing really well, capturing A. And I'm always going to pretty much try and flank around the sides of A flag to shoot the enemies as they push out from the buildings across the little stream lake to the right of me there. So I can get some height advantage here, or I'll push over on the other side where I've just killed that enemy there and shoot all the enemies in the back as they are pushing out, which is what you're seeing me do in these one or two clips. So decided to push A there instead of D and E because it wasn't certain of how many enemies there were or whether it was my team capturing those flags, etc. After picking off one or two enemies here while being on the flag, I am then going to move to the other side, and I love to do this a lot, is pushing right up to the enemy spawn against those buildings in front of me, because the majority of enemies can come out of those buildings from 5, 6, 7 different areas, and you're only going to be occupying one of them. So most of the enemies are simply going to run straight out of it and past you. You get easy kills where you don't have to go into gunfights shooting them in the back. And it's surprising how many enemies spawn in this spawn here to come and capture A flag. you would be thinking here, go now to C, to D, and to E. But most of the time, I would say push to those other flags. But in these cases, on this map, you can really pick up a good amount of kills on your own, by yourself, just pushing the enemies in this spawn, because the rest of your team is not going to do it, so they're all free kills for yourself. After picking up that death, which we just saw there, I am now spawning on B, because it's the only flag that we've got. I'm going to make use of some nice tap fire for some medium to long range kills, and I'm going to be pushing again towards A. You can see C flag. Nobody knows what's going on with that. My team is capturing it now. D flag, again, there's no certainty over there. And E is my spawn flag, which of course I'm not going to be going to, because the enemies can't spawn at the spawn there, because that's my team. So I'm going to be pushing towards A flag again. I'm already on the right side simply because of where I spawned from B. So I'm pushing my way towards this bridge to get some high ground over the enemies that I've just captured A. When you are pushing this right side here, the enemies can spawn anywhere on the right here, as do the enemy tanks and vehicles. And there's always snipers like that sat back. So you need to check your right, well, and get to the train quick, and make sure you're always giving yourself at least 1 to 2 walls of shielding, if you like, as I call it, trying to, covering off that right side, as I was obviously getting sniped by an enemy sniper there. Now, for once, you're going to see me talk about a mistake in my gameplay. You can see the only flag we have got here is C flag, which is the main power position. You can clearly see there's not many enemies here on A flag. Right now, as soon as I got that kill there, I should be going straight for C flag, because all the enemies from B, from D, and from E, and from A, they will be coming from A as well, all 4 flags are going to be pushing in on that center power position of C. If I can get to C early, I can take on all those enemies from the best position I can get if I get there before they do. So I still pick up a few kills by going this way, but I could have actually probably gone to C and ended up getting 10 to 20 kills. Even if I went, challenged as many as I could and took a death, it would have been worth it more than staying here. But moving on from this clip, we are now going to be in the second main big power position, which is this main corridor and route through the buildings in between E, D, and C flag. Always absolutely love using this window here to overlook all the enemies that are coming from D flag. I can see the majority of D flag there. There is no need to push onto the flag, contest the enemies in close range, which my weapon is not good at. And I can then also quickly move from that window here to take on any enemies coming from E flag. Obviously, it depends which side you spawn on at the start of the game on how effective using this window is, but you still also get a good look at all the enemies that are in the church here, and you can snipe the enemies on the organ as well through the little glass windows that are also in front of me there too. So this power position is amazing, and that's what you're seeing in this next few minutes. I'm just going to be here running back and forth between D, E, and obviously looking at the church. Going to struggle a little bit here, picking up 1 or 2 kills, but ultimately I'm just, I'm maybe wasting a little bit of time here, but the enemies are basically coming into my line of sight without me having to do any running. So, you might think that I'm wasting time here, but you'd be wasting more time if I was running into the church and then suddenly the enemies have got D flag and I've got to run all the way back to D flag. If I just stay here, I can pick up all the kills that I want effectively. And let's not forget as well, so you've got the overlook on E, you've got the overlook there on D. You can also push even further down this power position route, and you've got a really nice head glitch in between some debris, which you will see in just a moment's time. And you can directly overlook one of the main entrances to C flag, where the enemies come from to come and capture D flag. So it's absolutely perfect. Now, I said this would be a video with a lot of long clips. This is literally the last clip. There's another minute, 2 minutes of this clip of me just patrolling this power position, which is what's carried me to those 120 plus kills, which is why, you know, arguably that power position there is as important as C flag, because this power position, or power route, if you like, here is overlooking 3 really popular main flags of the Devastation map. Anyways, I will let you guys finish watching this while I will let you know quickly about 2 things. The first one is, if you haven't seen from my community posts in the last week or 2, there is now a playlist of full 20 to 30 minute no commentary games, Conquest games, which I have uploaded. So no commentary for the people who don't like me talking all the way through like I've done on this video. So those are all unlisted videos. I don't want to publish them. I want to keep the quality high of the ones which I am commentating on. So you can only find those in the playlist section. So check that out if you do want to see no commentary, in-depth, longer videos, which you can see all the deaths and where I am actually moving around the map. And secondly, in terms of the subscriber analysis videos, if you do want a subscriber analysis video, please leave me a comment with the gameplay you have got. And if you are going to send me one, please send it directly from your console using a USB stick to Google Drive, and share it with the email which I will give to you if you leave a comment asking for a video. Do not download from YouTube because the quality is compressed. Even if you think it's a 1080p to 4K video, if you download it from YouTube, it's going to be like maximum 720. Even if it says 1080, it looks like 480p. So just, if you're going to do that, that's the way to go. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. There's 30 seconds or so left. Please smash the like for me if you haven't already. If you're brand new to this channel or not subscribed yet, and of course, smash that subscribe button, and we will see you on the next video.